Good morning. Today is day 14 of the 100-day project. This is day 13. As always, the video is up and you're welcome to go watch it. Here's what we're going to work on today. We're going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to work on a canvas. And we're going to do something similar to this. I made this a few years ago, and there's actually a video where I started off making the hearts, and I had a few pieces in the video showing you how I had used the hearts, but I never did follow up and make all the videos to show how to make the items. So I think I wound up moving or something. I don't know, but I've moved back since, so here we are. Let me show you all the things we're going to need. We're going to need a little canvas. This one is 2.5 by 3.5. It's the size of an ATC. I got this at, I don't know, Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Jerry's Autorama, someplace like that. You can use any size canvas you want to use for this, and bigger ones might be really pretty. And in fact, I would like to do a bigger one day, but I don't have time today, so we're going to go small. The other thing I have is a few pieces of fabric. This is just a scrap piece of a doily. I like to use old vintage things in my work sometimes. These are samples from an upholstery place. And then I have some scraps, and this is from a box. I just tore off the outside. Actually, it's from this piece here. This is a piece of corrugate board, and I just peeled this off. So we have this exposed and we have this paper. So I don't know if I'll use them or not. I didn't on this one. I probably won't, but you never know. I might change my mind. And the reason I went with these colors, I'm kind of wanting to stick with the blues, silvers, grays colors, because of the pieces we need to do this. I don't have these gold hooks. I have silver. I don't know where my gold ones are. Maybe I used them all. I need to get some more. But I had to use silver, so I'm going to try and make it blend, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal. But because I'm having to use the silver ones, they're called screw eyes. That's why I'm going with these colors of fabrics, because I don't have the gold. And then I have a couple of tools here just for opening and shutting my little rings. Now, I don't know jewelry terms, so if I use the terms wrong, I'm sorry for you jewelry makers. Just forgive me. But the little O-rings there is for opening and closing those. And then I have my chain and the O-rings, and there's some more over here, so that's in a container over here. And then my container, because I don't know what I'm going to use here, here, or here, or if I'm going to use anything here, I have my box of little pieces that I could draw from over here. So that's off to the side. So get any of your accessories or anything that you think you might use that you would like to hang for yours. The other thing I'll probably use is this has a word on it. It's a sticker, and a pair of scissors for any cutting. And I have some paint here. This is burnt umber. And I'll probably use black because I want this dark, I'm pretty sure. And I'll probably mix black and brown together to get it. And I don't have this stuff out to do the little top part of the heart because I haven't decided what I want on here yet. So when we get to this point, we'll go dig for something. But for now, we're just going to start off with the canvas and some scraps of paper. I'm going to adhere my paper with matte medium today. So let me get this cleared off and we'll get started. Okay, I kept out my scraps because that's what we're going to start with first. And we're going to open our little canvas here. And I also have a brush here. I'm going to put this off to the side over here just to have as a reference because it's been a long time since I made it and I'm hoping I remember everything. So I'm just going to put down these scraps. And one thing I wanted to do is use this piece of paper here because I love the blues in it. But it's a little thicker than I want to use. So I just wanted to show you guys that if you put your fingers at the corner and get your nail in there and kind of peel and pick at the corner, you can get your paper to tear apart. And then your paper becomes much lighter weight and it's easier to seal down onto surfaces. So I did that on part of my paper. And I'm going to put this piece down and this piece down, and I'm going to put a piece just sort of like the other one, this in the center. I'm going to glue this down and then tear it off after it's glued down. Put a nice coat of the matte medium down on top of the canvas. You can use glue if you want to, or you can use Mod Podge or Collage Podge or something like that. Okay, then we're going to seal this down on top here. And it doesn't matter if it has little wrinkles. I'm smoothing them, but only because I want the air out. But if it wrinkles as you're smoothing them, it's not a big deal, at least not to me. Then I'm going to tear a piece of my music paper here. Just going to put it right down the center. And after we cut our paper off, we will make sure the edges are down real well. I'm going to take a little piece of this paper here. Do I want this? I'm just going to put this down just in, I don't know, I just feel like it. I like brown with blue. And the other thing I was going to do was take a little piece of this paper. Probably won't see this, but I'm going to put it on here. Okay, I'm going to dry this a little bit, and then I'm going to tear off all the excess paper. Okay, it's dry, but not completely dry, and y'all know that's how it goes around here. I'm just tearing off the edges. If you need help, just use your scissors. So now that that is taken care of, we're going to take our matte medium and we're going to go over it again and just be extra cautious around your corners, your edges, and just make sure they're down. And if it overlaps on the side a little bit, well, that's okay. Gives it a little interest. I was going to leave a little bit of mine on the side, but I didn't, so it is an option to do that. Let this dry and make sure that you've got all your pieces down, sealed as well as you need them sealed. And then once yours is dry, meet me back here. I'm going to mix up my paint, and I don't know what I did here. It's been too long, but I used a dark brown, and I think I might have added black, and I kind of like that, so that's what I'm going to try. But this is a really dark brown. It's burnt umber, and I'm going to see what it looks like on its own. Probably has a little bit too much red look to it. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm just going to go ahead and add some black. I'm going to mix these two together a little bit. Let's test it. Kind of like it. So I'm just going to paint my sides. And I'm going to get it on the edge. And probably going to do a wash on top after we get done. So don't worry about getting it on your piece. And if you do, because you use matte medium, if you did, or some other sealer, you probably can wipe it off if you get it quick enough. All right, so now what I want to do is bring the edges up a little bit and give it kind of a aged look. Then I'm going to put a little water on my brush and put it back in my paint that's almost gone. I'm going to do a slight wash. I want to be able to wipe it off just in case it's too dark. Need more water. Now this is a little more brown than I used. The other one has a little more gold look to it. Adding a little more water to remove some of it. So that's where we're at so far, and I actually like that. I'm going to go ahead and make another round here. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. All right, I'm going to dry this, and then we will take our next step. Okay, this is what it looks like so far. And I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video as far as supplies because I didn't think I was going to use it, but I am going to use some Distress ink. This is Vintage Photo, and I believe it has a little bit of that orangey look to it. I may be wrong, but I'm going to try it and just put a little coat on it and see what I think. I'm not trying to get exactly like the other one, but I kind of want a little bit of that color. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, I want to put my screw eyes in. They are number 216s, all I can tell you. But what I made sure of is they don't go all the way through the wood. They don't come back out this side, that they fit within the wood. And I'm really wishing I had the gold. I don't want to use silver, but I am going to use it because I don't have the gold. Maybe I'll go back later and get gold and I'll just change them out. Probably won't. Too much trouble. On the top, I did not measure, I just eyeballed, and I made a hole on each side where it comes down the sides here, kind of in line, like right here and right here. And then on the bottom, I just did 2 here and right here, closer together. I've got a sharp tool. You may not need it. It's up to you whether you choose to use a tool or not. You could just poke it in and get it started, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a little tool here. It's an awl, and I'm gonna find me a spot right here. I'm just getting the hole started to make this easier. And then I'm gonna do it on the other side, about right there. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the holes on the bottom because I won't be able to do that once these are screwed in. And then I'm gonna start screwing in these hooks. Get them started, and if I need help, I will take my tools and I will let them do the work for me. Okay, so I'm gonna get these screwed in and then I will be right back. Okay, I've almost got the last one screwed in, and I was thinking I'm actually letting this tool do the trick for me. Some of you might have trouble with your hands and being able to screw in these screw eyes, and I understand that. If you have trouble with this kind of work and you don't have someone to help you do it, you don't have to put these in. You could just glue your little hanger back here, maybe glue a piece of jute or something, or a piece of ribbon right here, and then have a little place where you hang it. And for the bottom, you could do the same thing, glue a piece here and let something hang down from your ribbon or something. I don't know, you could work around it. You don't have to have these. So the next thing I wanna do is figure out what's gonna hang here. I'm gonna look in my little box of goodies over here and see what we need. This is what I used on the other one that I showed you that we're kind of mimicking. And I actually have silver hanging on here. So that's what I'm gonna do for the bottom. I'm gonna use the same thing for the bottom. So we'll pull this out. And for the top, I need a little something to go up here. I hang this over on a lamp. I've got a little clip that this clips onto that I actually stick this in and then it clips. I should show you. I'll go with that and show you. This is in the curtain upholstery section of your craft or fabric store. I just slipped this in here like that. I opened this little hole area a little bit and I slipped it in like that. So it hangs from here and then it has a little clip right here and I just clip it onto my lamp. I use these to hang my ATCs and tags and things like that on a dress form that's over there. You just slip them on here and then hang it right there. I gotta find something that will work up here that has a hole that I can hang from on both ends. Like I could hang the bird here and then hang it from here. So I could use the bird. I could use the butterfly. So let me dig through here and find something rather than keeping y'all. Okay, here's what I've pulled out. For this part here, this part up here, I have this butterfly and this bird. I also have, for this part, I have this pulled out and this pulled out. I have very few things that you can actually attach to both ends. This would have worked in the center, but I'm thinking maybe putting this here and then the bird. I don't know. And by the way, I meant to tell you, there's another form of hook besides this type that you can use to hang your things with. There's this type. This one, you just clip the edge of your ATC or whatever and then just hang it wherever you want to hang it. So I wanted to show you that real quick. And that's in the same section, the curtain section. And if you can't find them in the curtain section, just look online and probably find them there. Let's see. And then these go at the bottom here. And I kept these out. They're flat. I kept these out just in case I wanted to use them on the piece itself. So we have decisions to make, but we're not there yet. The other problem I have is I thought that I had some, but I don't. I don't have any silver or nickel chain. So we're gonna have to use this like gunmetal color, which I think is fun. First thing I wanna do is find the length of chain that I need. Don't don't need this much. Don't need this much. There you go. And I'm just gonna eyeball. So I'm just gonna open the little rings here and get myself a little piece of chain. Okay, I got my length of chain. So the next thing you do is just go ahead and attach your chain by prying open your little holes. You pry this way. You grab them and pry this way, and then slip it through your hole and then pry them back together. Don't go this way. Attach your chain to here and then we'll be back. Okay, my chain is on. And now I'm going to go ahead and I've decided between these two. I don't like that. Not for this. I don't know why. I just don't. So I'm going to use moments. I'm just going to find a nice level place. Take these little rings here, open them. Find the ring. Like I told you before. I'll show you real quick. You can do this. This one's big enough I can do with my fingers, but I hold one side and I twist that way. And I'm going to put it on the end here, and then I'm going to attach it, I don't know, somewhere down here, and then I will attach it to the other side, like so. Okay? So when I come, I'm going to have to go and count and see where this goes, but when I come back, that'll be attached. Okay, that's attached, and that's what it looks like so far. And the next thing I need to do is attach the top part. Now, I don't know, do I want the butterfly? The butterfly has all kinds of holes you can keep adding to, and I don't really love that about it. The bird seems a little big, but it might work the best. I'm gonna do the bird. So I'm just gonna take another one of my rings and do the same thing by attaching my bird to my top hook. Put the bird on backwards by accident, but I'm going to leave it that way because I like him facing that way. And if I put him the correct way, he'll be facing this way. And I really want him this way. So he looks good either way. We'll just leave him. So then the other thing to do is attach these to the bottom. And I use little rings to do the same thing at the bottom. Okay, there's that. And I could turn my bird this way if I really wanted to. It would work. I don't want to. All right, so now all that's left is deciding what's going to go on here. We want to make our hearts. So grab your fabric and let's find a fabric that we like to make our heart with. And I'm going to use a double layer, so we're going to need two fabrics. This one's automatically out because I don't love the color with that. This one's pretty because it's got a lot of texture. No. Kind of like those two. Okay, I'm going to make the bottom heart this one here. I'm just going to fold my fabric in half. Actually, we're not going to go in half. We want to salvage as much as we can. Let's go that way. I'm going to cut a little bigger because I can always trim down. So I want to make it big enough for the canvas. Okay, I like that. We'll use these for other things, so they're not wasted. I use scraps for everything. And then this one has some textury stuff I really like, so maybe we can get some of that in there. And I'm okay if the hearts aren't the same shape. In fact, I actually like it. All right, so do we want any of this in here? That's kind of pretty, like that. Before we make a decision, do we want any trim? maybe. Let's cut a piece of trim off. Kind of like it. I'm gonna go see if there's a flower that I like in my box, or a button or something like that, like we did here. Okay, I couldn't decide on a flower, but I did pull these two over, and I immediately, when I held it up here, thought I would rather have a flower than this. There's so much silver going on. We don't need this. So this is gone. I love when decisions are made. The other thing I need to decide is, do I want this trim? I don't love this trim. I think it's too bulky, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. I have some other lace here that we might could use. I just pulled out some things that look like would be interesting. Put that there, and maybe a flower. I like that. Or this twill tape. No, that's out. Then we have this here. It's got a little flower on it. That's actually very pretty. Cut off a flower, put the flower there. But you can't see it. It's too covered, so forget that. The other one I use jute. Do I want to use some jute? It's pretty, but I really think I kind of like this. And maybe a button. So I'm going to go find a button. Okay, I found this button, and I think it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to cut a little of this off here. You can always trim it down. So I just want this out of the way. We're going to decide on a flower. I'm thinking this one. I like this end here. I like the threads coming apart. So I'm going to leave that. Let's go ahead and cut it down to size. We'll use that scrap somewhere else. I wonder if I can get this in to do it. There we go. Okay. Okay, here's what I did. When I'm in doubt, I take pictures of the various ways. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'll let you see what I took. It may be difficult, I'm sorry. But I took all these different photos with the positions of the heart and the flower and the button and just changing things around. And I found one that's my favorite. And that one would be, I think it's this one. Nope, this one. This is my favorite. So what I did was I stacked the hearts. One's here, and then I put it up here instead of on top of each other. So it's like this. And then I put the ribbon down here, kind of like this. And then I put the button, and then the flower, like that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue that down. I'm just going to use this 450 quick dry adhesive by Helmar for this part. Oop. For this part. I have everything glued on. The other thing I want to do is take my distress ink. This is walnut stain. I didn't mention this one in the beginning of the video either, but sometimes I just don't know what I'm going to use until I get there. And I'm just going to stain the edges of my flower just a little bit. The other thing I want to do is put a word on here, and I was going to put the word heart right here, but I decided not to. I'm going to put the word, where'd it go? Hope. It's just a sticker. The sticker sheet is a Cosmo Cricut tiny text. It's ages old. This, I don't want to be distracted. I want the little wispy things to stay like this. So I'm going to put the word over here. I want this to stay, and I don't know if the sticker part will stay over time, so we're just going to put a little bit of matte medium down to help it stay. As soon as this dries, I will distress the edges of my word. Okay, there we go. We are done. The only thing left is to hang it, and I need to get this to go through the little bird wing. So I might have to pull this apart a little bit. Get it to go through. There we go. And now I can hang this on my lamp with the other one. I'll take this off for the photo though. Just wanted to show you that it was doable. Both equally cute. I think a bigger one would be really pretty. All right, guys, hope this gave you some ideas and that you have some fun making something of your own. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.